March 27, 1999. It's just after 8 o'clock at night over the Serbian countryside. Two bright dots punch through the clouds, accelerating upwards, closing in at 3.5 times the speed of sound. Lieutenant Colonel Dale Zelko sees him. He's flying his F-117 Nighthawk callsign Vega 31, nicknamed something wicked, and he's just dropped his bombs over Belgrade. He's supposed to be invisible. That's the whole point of this aircraft. A ghost painted black, carved from angles designed to swallow radar waves whole. These missiles shouldn't exist, but they're real, and they're coming right for him. The F-117 Nighthawk was the world's first operational stealth aircraft, entering service in 1983. It looked like something folded from origami, all sharp edges and flat surfaces, no curves. Engineers built it specifically to defeat radar, to fly deep into enemy territory completely undetected, strike and vanish. For 8 years, it was a class of phantom. When the Pentagon finally revealed it to the world in 1988, it was a shock. During Operation Desert Storm in 1991, Nighthawks flew over 1,200 missions into the heart of Iraqi air defenses. Not a single one was ever touched. The aircraft became a legend, proof that technology can make war machines invisible. But legends breed assumptions, and assumptions breed complacency. Fast forward to March 24, 1999. Operation Allied Force begins. NATO launches airstrikes against Yugoslavia to halt the ethnic cleansing in Kosovo. 12 F-117s are deployed to Aviano Air Base in Italy. Their mission: precision strikes on high-value targets around Belgrade communication centers, bridges, and command posts. Flying the Nighthawk requires extreme discipline. Pilots had to operate at specific high altitudes to remain invisible. They needed support from electronic warfare aircraft, like the EA-6B Prowlers, to jam enemy radars. And they followed very strict protocols. But after 3 nights of completely unopposed strikes, those protocols started to slip. The F-117s began flying predictable routes. Same pass in, same pass out, same timing. The overconfidence that has plagued every dominant military in history started creeping in. Meanwhile, on the ground, a Serbian missile commander was watching, studying, learning. His name was Zoltan Danic. He was the lieutenant colonel of the 250th Air Defense Missile Brigade. Before the war, he was an ethnic Hungarian running a bakery. Now, he was commanding batteries of ancient Soviet-era S-125 surface-to-air missiles. We're talking hardware from the 1950s and 60s. The missiles themselves were fast, traveling at Mach 3.5, but getting a lock on a stealth aircraft with his old equipment, that was supposed to be impossible. Danny refused to accept the word impossible. During training exercises, he discovered something incredible. His P-18 radar, a massive Soviet system built with vacuum tubes, could actually detect the F-117s. Not at its normal frequency, but when tuned to its absolute lowest bandwidth, the longest possible wavelengths, it picked up faint returns from about 15 miles out. The waves were so long and low frequency that American radar warning receivers couldn't even detect them. NATO pilots never knew they were being tracked. But the signal was crude and imprecise, not nearly enough for a weapons lock. Donnie needed more than just detection. He needed a strategy. He planned an ambush. Donnie's intelligence network was far better than NATO realized. Serbian agents in Italy monitored airfield activity. They intercepted radio communications, revealing flight patterns. They even broke into NATO's tactical frequencies, eavesdropping on conversations between pilots. Patterns began to emerge. The F-117s were consistently flying the same routes home after bombing Belgrade. Danny set his trap. He drilled his crews relentlessly. Standard procedure said it took 150 minutes to move an S-125 battery. Danny got it down to 90. Speed was survival against NATO's anti-radar missiles. He even cut his launcher count in half to move even faster. He used decoys, old radar sets from captured Iraqi MiGs, dummy missile sites. When NATO fired harm missiles at him, they hit empty positions. 23 missiles fired, 0 hits. His real battery remained a ghost, constantly moving through the Serbian countryside. His rule was strict. Activate the fire control radar for no more than 20 seconds. Then shut down, pack up, and move. Break the rules and you die. On the night of March 27th, Danny broke his own rules. It was 8 p.m. 4 F-117s were inbound. His P-18 radar picked them up, faint signatures moving through his sector. He positioned his battery for a perfect shot on their exit route. He activated his fire control radar. A 20-second burst, sweeping, searching. Nothing. The Nighthawks were too stealthy from this angle. The procedure was to shut down immediately and relocate. But Danny had heard rumors that the EA-6B Prowler jamming aircraft were grounded that night. He took a gamble. He activated the radar again. Still nothing. He went for a third attempt. The targeting radar went active one last time. And there it was. 8 miles out, something wicked appeared on the screen. He had a lock. The crew fired 2 missiles. Zelko saw the launch trails rising from below. He tried to maneuver, but the Nighthawk isn't built for evasion. It's built for invisibility. And invisibility had just failed. The first missile screamed past, close enough to buffet his aircraft. The second one detonated. Its 154-pound warhead sprayed 4,500 metal fragments everywhere. Shrapnel tore through the Nighthawk's left side. Hydraulics failed. The aircraft tumbled, inverted. Zelko was slammed against his restraints as the cockpit spun. He reached for the ejection handle and pulled. The wreckage of America's most classified combat aircraft slammed into the ground near a small village. CNN crews arrived before American recovery teams. The Nighthawk's remains were captured. Serbian forces photographed every piece. Its radar-absorbent materials were sent to Russia and China, who used the data to advance their own stealth programs. Meanwhile, Zelko hid in an irrigation ditch as search parties swept within 100 meters of him. 6 hours later, a Pave Hawk helicopter extracted him under the cover of darkness. He survived. But the myth of invincibility died that night. The shootdown became a case study. Proof that stealth isn't a magic cloak. That old technology, when used with creativity and discipline, can defeat cutting-edge systems. And that predictable tactics create vulnerabilities no design can overcome. Years later, in 2011, an unlikely friendship formed. Deo Zelko and Zoltan Danny met face to face. The pilot and the commander, former enemies, sitting together and talking. Both had moved on. Zelko retired from the Air Force. Danny returned to his bakery. They didn't see each other as adversaries anymore, just 2 professionals who did their jobs. On that night, everything aligned. The flight path, the angle, the radar frequency, the broken routines, and